What is up? It is Brennan. I will be reviewing the movie 2012, and we will be rating it on how accurate it is scientifically on what I've learned this year in our natural disasters class. Um, yeah, it should be interesting. So it starts off with in 2009, and basically a solar flare is coming off of the sun like it does all the time, and it is like mutated in some way, and it's like microwaving the core of the earth somehow, like heating it up. And on how accurate that is, that's not very accurate at all. We have solar flares that do hit our planet all the time, but the electromagnetic sphere, it protects us from the solar flares, and I'm pretty sure it has no way of doing that to the core of the earth. It can knock out power grids, things like that, but in terms of how accurate it is, I would say it's on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give it like a 2 for that accuracy. And also the scientist, he just discovers it, and everyone just believes him. Honestly, I feel like in real life there should have been a little bit more like peer review. Like he like hands it to the chief of staff, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, it's true. It's all crazy." But anyway, and then it goes to let's see. I have my notes up here. The mega earthquakes, yeah. So it starts off with LA is like it's absolutely cooked by this earthquake. And we know that California can get hit by some very powerful earthquakes because it's on the transform boundary. But in terms of how accurate it was in the movie, it was completely inaccurate because you would never see a shift in the crust of thousands of feet in just a matter of a few seconds. You would never see that. I mean, even like a 10.0 earthquake you might see a rift, but it would never be something of that scale. I'm pretty sure. So on how accurate that is, I'd probably say like a 1. I mean, it was cool. It was very entertaining. But in terms of how scientifically accurate, it's not very accurate. One thing I can give it credit for, though, is the fact that what's up? Sorry, my cat. What's up? Sorry. What was I saying? It does link the different types of disasters together, like it does in real life. It shows the connection. When you see an earthquake, you see massive tsunamis following. So it's accurate in that sense of showing how interconnected all the disasters are. But it does take it to the next level in how dramatic they make it. And then it goes to Yellowstone, where the government's like aware of what's going on, and they're like hanging out there, so they know what's up, but it just blows up. And this guy who's kind of like an Alex Jones character predicts it, and I think that accuracy was probably a little bit more accurate than the other one, the earthquakes, just because Yellowstone is a super volcano, and although I think we would know beforehand, maybe a little bit before something like that happened, I think it probably was pretty accurate in terms of how it looked. I mean, it's a super volcano. I could imagine it would be pretty insane, just like it was in the movie. I would say that one's probably more accurate, so I would give that out of 10, probably like a 4 out of 10. But in terms of how accurate the tsunamis are, they are huge, and I don't think they would ever be as big as they were in the movie. I mean, they were like going over the Himalayas, um, and those are 25,000 plus foot mountains. I don't think. I mean, if the water somehow could get up there, I just don't think that's even possible. So on how accurate that is, I mean, that's a 1. I would say that's a 1 out of 10. That's probably, and then the only place that survives is Africa. I don't understand how that would work just with the elevations, just because, I mean, if water is going over the Himalayas at 20,000 or 25,000 plus feet, I feel like almost everything would have to be underwater. So in terms of how accurate that is, I'd say that's just a 1 out of 10, and it's kind of a sad movie, because it's like a lot of people die. I mean, it's very sad, and it's based off of the Mayan calendar. Basically, the Mayan calendar ended in 2012, so they made a movie about like the Earth ending, and I don't know, but well, we clearly have made it past 2012, so that's not very accurate. So that would probably be a 1 out of 10 as well. And the writing was terrible. Like this Russian oligarch family had a plane in Vegas where he met his driver. Like what are we talking about here? And then his husband, or the wife's new husband, gets killed in the gears, and then she just like completely forgets about him instantly. I was just like, what the heck? I don't know. I mean, it was entertaining overall. I would say in terms of entertainment, it's like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. But in terms of scientific accuracy, it's got to be very low. 2.5 out of 10. It's just not very accurate whatsoever. But overall, I would say it's an entertaining movie. It links the disasters together, well, earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes. It just takes them, to a dramatic scale, which is not accurate in real life. So that is my movie review.